Hi, I hope everyone is okay. Now I want to make a video about yesterday's question because I think that you didn't a little bit understand the coded data about variance and standard deviation. And now I want to show the something in this video. For example, we have two value. The first one x, the second one y. And also y equals to 4x minus 3. And please notice that 4 is factor, o is the factor, o x. 4 is the factor of x, okay? And if we want to write the x value, for example, let it be 1, 2, and 3. And y values, 4 multiply 1 minus 3, 1. 4 multiply 2 minus 3, 5. And 4 multiply 3 minus 3, 9. So these values are y, and these values represented x, okay? And firstly, I found the mean of x. As you remember, the mean of x means the sum of x over the number of x becomes 2. And the second one, the variance of x. The variance of x means the sum of x square over n minus the mean of x square. So the sum of x square, 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square over 3 minus the mean of x square. So the variance becomes 2 over 3. And as you remember, the variance is the root of, the standard deviation is the root of variance and the root of 2 over 3. And for y value, we have an equation, a relationship between x and y. So y equals to 4x minus 3. And y value becomes 159, and the mean of y, the sum of y values over the number of y, and the mean of y becomes 5. The mean of y becomes 5, and the variance 1 square plus 5 square plus 9 square over 3 minus the mean of y square, and the variance of y becomes 32 over 3, and standard deviation, the square root of variance, and it becomes 4 multiply the square root of 2 over 3. I want to fill up the table, and our mean, okay, our mean 2, and our mean 5, the mean of y 5, and the variance of x 2 over 3, as I figure out following the calculations, and standard deviation is the square root of 2 over 3, and the variance of, as I found, 32 over 3, and standard deviation, as I found, 4 multiply 2 over 3. And please notice that y is 4x minus 3. Y is 4x minus 3. So the mean of y and also 4 multiply the mean of x minus 3. As you see this table, the mean of x 2, the mean of y 5. So 5 equals to 4 multiply 2 minus 3. Okay, and the variance is for y 30 2 over 3, and 32 over 3 means 16 multiply 2 over 3. So the variance of y means 4 square multiply 2 over 3. 4 is factor of x. So the variance variance of y 4 square multiply the variance of x. Okay, and standard deviation the standard deviation of y means 4 multiply the standard deviation of x, and our factor also again 4, and the standard deviation of y means 4 multiply the standard deviation of x. And range, these number line and these number line, the first number line for x, the second number line for y, 1 2 3 values of x, and then 1 5 9 values of y. And please notice that the 1 for x and 1 becomes 1 for y, 2 for x and 2 becomes 5 for y, and 1 and 2 between a gap, 1 between 1 and 2 between gap. Now okay, gap is 1 and becomes 4 because y is 4 multiply x minus 3 and y have 4 factor. So 1 becomes 4, and this gap 1 and this gap becomes 4 because we have 4 factor. The factor of x is 4. So if you write the range of x means 3 minus 1 2. If you want to write the range of y, 9 minus 1 8, and 8 also 4 multiply 2. 2 is the range of x, so I can write the 4 multiply the range of x, and also the range of y is 4 multiply the range of x. So this 4 means the factor of x. Okay, and also please remember that standard deviation is related to range, and standard deviation is affected factor by a factor, and also range is affected by a factor. And please remember that variance is standard deviation square. So 4 affect this 4 affect the standard deviation, but 4 square affect the variance. 4 square affect the variance because variance is standard deviation square, or vice versa. Standard deviation is the square root of variance, is the same. Okay, and I want to some exercise about coded data. And briefly, we have y value equals to 4x minus 3. And if you want to write the mean of y, if you want to write the range of y, if you want to write standard deviation of y, and if you want to write the variance of y, and also the mean of y means 4 multiply the mean of x minus 3, and the range of we can write 4x minus 3 instead of y, and we can write 4x minus 3 instead of y, and again 4x minus 3. And please notice that 4 factor affect the range, 4 factor affect the standard deviation, 4 factor affect the variance, and the range of 4x minus 3 means 4 multiply the range of x, only 4 factor effect, and standard deviation 4 multiply standard deviation of x, and the variance 4 square the variance of x. Okay, and I want to give one more example. For example, we have two data, and these data relationship between A and B. For example, A means B plus 100, and we want to write we want to write the mean of A, we want to write the range of A, and we want to write the standard deviation of A, and we want to write the variance of A. Okay, and the mean of A also the mean of B plus 100. And please notice that the factor of B is 1. The factor of B is 1. So the range of A means 1 multiply the range of B. The standard deviation A is 1 multiply standard deviation of B. And the variance of A means 1 square multiply standard deviation of B. So our factor is 1, and doesn't affect also standard deviation and range and variance, but because of it is 1. But if our factor is differently 1, so also exactly affect. Please notice that in this point. And I want to write one more example. For example, T means 4m minus 3 over 5, and we want to write the mean of T, we want to write the range of T, we want to write standard deviation of T, we want to write the variance of T. So the mean of T means 4 multiply the mean of m minus 3 over 5, and the range of T only affect by the factor of m. So the range of T means 4 over 5 multiply the range of m, and standard deviation of T 4 over 5 multiply standard deviation OM, and the variance OT 4 over 5 square multiply the variance OM, and 16 over 25 multiply the variance OM. Okay, for example, you want to write I want to the last I want to one more example for the last C multiply 3D minus 1, and we want to write the mean of C. We want to write the range of C, and also I can write the range of 3D minus 1, standard deviation of C, and also I can write the standard deviation of 3D minus 1, the variance of C, and also I can write the variance of 3D minus 1. And please notice that this section, the last example, the mean of C means 3 multiply the mean of D minus 1, and the range of 3D minus 1 means 3 multiply the range of D, and standard deviation of C means 3 multiply standard deviation of D, and the variance of C means 3 square multiply the variance of D. Okay, and now yesterday's question. This is yesterday's question, and they give us temperatures in degrees Celsius can be converted to temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit using the formula Fahrenheit equals to 1.8 C plus 32. The temperatures yesterday had a range of 15 centigrade degrees, and express the range in degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now we have a formula between Fahrenheit and Celsius, and Fahrenheit means 1.8 Celsius plus 32, and the range of C Celsius 15, and they give us the part of in the part of B, the temperature as were recorded at hourly intervals in degrees Fahrenheit and were found to have mean 54.5 and the variance 65.61. So we have the mean of Fahrenheit 54.5. we have the variance of Fahrenheit is 65.61. okay, and we around to now we around the range of Fahrenheit, and we around the mean of Celsius, and we around the variance of Celsius. Okay, and now the range of Fahrenheit means the range of 1.8 Celsius plus 32, and please remember that 1.8 only affect the range of F, so it means 1.8 multiply the range of C, so 1.8 multiply 15 and becomes 27, and we want to find the mean of Celsius, and you have an equation between Fahrenheit and Celsius, and the mean of Fahrenheit means 1.8 the mean of C plus 32, and the mean of Fahrenheit we have the mean of Fahrenheit 54.5 equals to 1.8 multiply the mean of C plus 32, and C equals to 54.5 minus 32 over 1.8. Okay, and I want to use my calculator, and 54.5 minus 32 and over 1.8 and 12.5, and we want to find the variance. The variance is means the variance of f, and also I can write the variance of 1.8 plus 32. Excuse me, the variance of 1.8 C plus 32. And please remember that only 1.8 factor affect the variance of f. So it means the 1.8 square multiply the variance of C, and the variance of f, I knew the variance of f, here, and 65.61 means 1.8 square 3.24 multiply the variance of C, and the variance of C means 65.61 over 3.24, and 65.61 over 3.24, and 20.25, and the variance of C means 20.25, and they want us the standard deviation of Celsius. So please remember that standard deviation of Celsius means the square root of variance of C, and the square root of 20.25, and 20.25, the square root of 20.25 becomes 4.5, and 4.5. Okay, and I hope this video will become more useful for you, and however, if you stuck any question on any question, please don't hesitate to ask me, and then have a good lesson, and by the way, have a good weekend.